We're in the full flow of summer now, and I know you've got all your summer freshies. But what about those afternoons and evenings? What are you going to wear then? Well, it's time for Africa. Not Lynx Africa, Bal Afrique by Byredo Absolu. Now, what happens if you've got a fragrance like Bal Afrique by Byredo and you make it even better and create an Absolu version? Well, I'll tell you when I get the front door. Right then. So this is what happens when you take a fantastic fragrance and pump it up. You make it deeper and richer and a bit more vibrant. You get this. Bal Afrique translates into African ball, which I think they don't mean a football, they mean as in a dance, because Africa is well known for culture, art and music. And Ben Gorham has created this to celebrate that. Now, his father lived and worked in Africa for quite some time, so he knows a lot about the culture. And this was created to celebrate that. Now, this is the pumped up version. Why has he created an Absolu version? Well, a lot of fragrance companies do to increase longevity, but the problem with the original Bal Afrique was that it didn't last. Fantastic scent, great scent profile, smelled gorgeous, but the problem is, and this is like so many summer kind of fragrances, they just don't last. So let's have a look at the notes. So in the top, we've got blackcurrant, bergamot and lemon. Then in the mid, we've got praline, musk and violet. So it's a bit more gourmand than the original Bal Afrique. And then in the base, we've got black amber, which I believe is just a type of ambergris, cedarwood and vetiver. So in the top, bright citruses, which represents African culture, you know, brightness, vibes, you know, energy. Then in the mid, you've got the praline, musk with the violet. So same as before, a kind of floral mid with a bit of added sweetness. And then in the base, you've got the black amber, the cedarwood and the vetiver. They're the earthy notes. They kind of represent Africa more to a traditional sense, and that grounds the fragrance. Now this, as you probably guessed, is the Absolu version. So this is a parfum, whereas the previous one was an eau de parfum. And what's great is Byredo have listened to the community. They've thought, we've got a great fragrance here, but we've got complaints over longevity. So what have they done? They've made a parfum version. And have they hit the mark? You bet they have. The bottle, absolutely gorgeous. Now on the top, I think it's yakizugi, which is Japanese art of charring wood. So as you can see there, there's quite a nice textured detail on the lid there. Gorgeous. It is magnetic. Clicks into place wonderfully. That is not ever coming off. And then as you can see, they've changed the atomizer a bit. It's gold and silver. Very nice. Bottle is gorgeous. Very well rounded. I mean, that, look at that. That's a thing of beauty. Now, atomizer check. Atomizer is good. 2 in the air, 2 on the hand. And let's see what magic Bal Afrique Absolute has in store for us. Well, I don't even need to go anywhere near my hand, because this off the top, it's energetic and it's power packed. You've got the bergamot and the lemon, bright citruses, energetic citruses, a little bit of rind in there. So it's not just kind of pure lemon. So it's not like a kind of, you know, some people think, oh, it's going to be synthetic like lemon cleaner. It's not. And what's great about these citruses is they smell authentic. They smell sun ripened. You've got the juice, you've got the flesh, you've got the rind, you've got everything here. Very nice citrus. So it's got a bit of depth and a bit of richness, which is great. Then you've got the blackcurrant, which is tangy. It's a little bit more earthy. It's slightly kind of an ammoniac kind of smell. So it just adds a bit of a tinge, a bit of a tang to the citruses, makes them a bit more interesting. It's not animalic at all, but it gives depth and it gives richness. Opening on this, spectacular. You imagine an African tribe dancing around, banging the drums, playing the music, enjoying life under the sun. This is what you get. Warmth, energy, power-packed culture. Fantastic. And then into the mid, you've got the praline, the musk and the violet. Now, the violet is a deeper floral. It's green, it's slightly more earthy, and it's floral, obviously. Then you've got the praline and the musk. The praline adds a nice sweetness to this. And earlier on when I was saying, I know you've got your summer freshies, but what about the afternoon and the evening? Well, the praline adds a gourmand edge here, which is nice. It's soft, it's sweet, it's creamy, which goes well with the violet here and tempers the citruses. The musks gives it warmth, it gives it depth, it wraps the fragrance up, and it's like a soft kind of cotton feel, a powdery feel to the mid, which is nice. Not overly feminine, so don't worry about that. But you've got a rich, sweet floral mid, which is fantastic. And then as you move through the base, you've got black amber, you've got cedarwood, and you've got vetiver. Now, to me, this doesn't immediately strike me as salty and aquatic, but I'm wondering if the ambergris just kind of brings the citruses, any citruses which have made their way through to the mid, it just kind of rounds them off and gives them warmth, and then it kind of tempers the sweetness. Sweet, salty, that goes well together. So that might help the mid. Then you've got cedarwood and you've got vetiver. So you've got a nice creamy wood base. You've got some slight green, more mossy from the vetiver. So you've got some earthy notes, which is underneath the dark, sweet, powdery florals with the sweetness from the praline and musk. The musk gives it a little bit of, airiness, a bit of lift, so it's not too heavy at all. And then the citruses, which have come through from the top, they seep through the mid into the base. They go warm and they get a nice bit of sweetness after the kind of rich, energetic opening. Now, what's great about this is it's not linear. It does develop well. And that's why I'm saying you should use this, in my opinion, as an afternoon into evening scent. Longevity is good enough for that. So mid-afternoon, when the temperature reins in slightly, put this on. You'll get your bright, energetic opening for the afternoon. And as you get into the evening, maybe your more dressed up formal events, relaxed socials, going out for a meal, you'll get the sweetness and the darker florals coming through, sweet, powdery floral. And then you've got some woods, you've got some greens, and you've got a little salty edge just to round the citruses off there, give it some warmth, give it some depth. So you've got something which will develop through the afternoon into the evening, which is fantastic. And I really, really enjoy this fragrance for that. Really enjoy it. So, top notes, couple of hours, lasts quite a long time. The parfum, it has pumped it up. It's give it added zing, added richness, added depth. And these top notes go through to the mid. So after a couple of hours, you get your sweetness and your florals and your musks and the softness which comes in. That lasts a good few hours. And then the base notes, the woods, the mosses and the ambergris come in, finish it all off and round it off. And that comes at around the 4-hour mark and it carries the fragrance out. Now, longevity on this. Now, the first version, the normal Bal d'Afrique, unfortunately, 3 or 4 hours and it was gone for me. Now, this version, the Absolu, I'm happy to report you're going to get 7, maybe 8 hours out of this on moderate sprays, 5 or 6 sprays. I think you'll get solid 7 hours pushing towards 8, which for a kind of a fresh summer fragrance, yes, it does have some earthy notes and some sweetness in there. That's good. 7-8 hours is fine. So if you put this on mid-afternoon, 2 or 3 o'clock, this will take you through 9-10 o'clock before it rains into a skin scent and you can round off your evening. Fantastic. It really is. Longevity is good. Very good, I think. Now, the projection's all right. It's a parfum concentration, so it's not going to be a monstrous projector, but I would say you still get a couple of feet of projection off this, and that's pretty constant. So, you get 2 feet of projection for a good couple of hours, 2 hours, and then the 3-4 hour mark might rein in slightly to 1 3/4 foot, but the sillage is nice. That's something else they've done well with this. It's rich. It's got depth. It's not heavy, but the sillage and your scent bubble will follow you around nicely. It's like a glow. It's like, when he's saying it's a celebration of African culture, if you can imagine, the traditional tribal African people with the paints and things on and, the colourful garb. That's what this is like. It's like a glow. It radiates off your skin. It's wonderful. It's not overpowering, but it projects enough so you and others will enjoy it. When you're in each other's company, the sillage will catch their nose and catch their attention because the scent, as in the previous version, is fantastic. So now you've got fantastic scent. You've got good performance, really good performance here. Now, what about the price has? Well, The original Bal d'Afrique, around 150 quid for 50 ml. It's okay, £3 a mil, it's okay for a niche brand. This one, 50 mils, you can get it for just under 200 quid. I'll put the best price I can find up here for you, but at only £50 more expensive than the original version, I think that's strongly priced. And I think if you haven't got either of these, you should go straight for the Absolu for the price, in my opinion. Under £200, 50 mil, nearly £4 per mil. It's not cheap. But I tell you what, as an all-round package, as a summer fragrance, which has a gourmand edge, it has an earthy edge, floral notes and citruses, I think this is wonderful. It's not linear, it develops, it's got depth. This really has it all. So if you haven't tried either of them, go straight for this one. You won't be disappointed. Oh man, fucking tremendous that. Absolutely wonderful. Right, okay. Where to wear this? Now, it is beautiful, it's rich, it's deep, and it's got a classy edge. Now, if any of you are wondering, well, does this smell like Africa? Don't worry. It doesn't smell like, you know, the jungle. This smells probably more like what Shakira would smell like, if I'm honest. This time for Africa. Bright, vibrant, energetic, touch of class, grabs your attention, keeps you entertained, and you'll want to know, where does this next twist come from? Absolutely wonderful. I would wear this afternoon, evening socials, relaxed events, smart casual, perfect. Now this does have beauty and class, so smart casual, wonderful. Kind of, you know, beachside at a nice open air restaurant, fantastic. Nice 4 or 5-star hotel, sipping cocktails and things, wonderful. Relaxed socials, yeah, you could wear relaxed socials, afternoon socials, dressed up, not suit and tie maybe, but in the summer, you know, maybe a summer wedding, that would be nice, because that does have class for this, and those events do go into the evening. But I think you can wear this in a number of places, to be honest. Probably wouldn't waste it in the office. You could wear this in the office, it's not divisive, and it really is nice, but, you know, I think it's a bit too classy for that. But yeah, wherever you want to wear it, really, I think this has got enough, you know, evolution and kind of transition that you can wear it on a number of occasions in a number of different places. Now, I think summer is great for this, but I also think you can wear it in spring because of the later earthy notes, and you could also wear it in autumn for the same reason, including the florals and the slight sweetness. So for me, summer is great. The heat does help this one to lift and project, which is wonderful. So, you know, if it wears a bit flat indoors, wear it outdoors where it's warm, and this one lifts nicely off my skin. But yeah, spring into summer, summer into autumn. So, you know, you can use this, I would say, for close to 3/4 of the year, really. Could you wear it in winter? Maybe, but the strong energetic citruses, I think, will be slightly off for that. So for me, yeah, spring, summer, autumn, wonderful for this. So yes, it's time to waka up and get your hands on Byredo's Bal d'Afrique Absolu. I think it's a fantastic release. You know, if you haven't got an afternoon, evening, summer scent in your collection, this is one which is a definite for me. I think as an overall package, I think Bal d'Afrique Absolu, it's got everything. They've listened to the community, they've fixed the longevity, scent is fantastic, performance is now very good, price is decent, it's wonderful, it smells great, and you can wear it in so many seasons, so many situations. I think it's a special fragrance, to be honest. I think it's an elite fragrance, and I think it's fair that Bal d'Afrique Absolu gets the highest sense seal of approval. I really do think this is a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. Get a sample of it, but hey, if you're thinking, should I blind buy it, should I risk my hard-earned? I think you should. I don't give my seal of approval to just anything. And this isn't the most expensive fragrance, but it's an absolute gem, an African gem. Wonderful stuff by Byredo. Very, very well done. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. Like the review if you've enjoyed it and learned something from it. Stick your comments below. Did you have the original Bal d'Afrique? Are you tempted to get this one? Have you even tried any Byredos? This was my first Byredo, and I tell you what, if the rest of the fragrances are anything to go by, judging by the house, then this is going to be a wonderful experience. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.